alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Looking at some pretty nice weather out there today. Just an absolutely gorgeous start to the day, and hopefully many of you had the opportunity to take a look at that moon over the weekend. Full moon, the full snow moon is what they call it. It looked really nice whether there was no snow or snow. Very bright, especially at the moonrise off to the east. Absolutely gorgeous day. And Matthew Lester here at Radio Center, we're looking at some pretty nice weather right now, too. What do we have on the thermometer?
Yeah, so over at the airport, it's sunny at 42. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 43. Here at Radio Center, it's also sunny at 43. We have southeast winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.94, and it's steady.
We should work our way up to about 55 for a high a little bit later on this afternoon, again with plenty of sun. We have an east breeze, southeast breeze as we go into the later afternoon and the evening hours. So that does have a tendency to give us a little bit of a chill because it is coming off of the water. But the water is very, very warm for this time of the year. We just have not seen much of anything in the way of ice. The icy days have been few and far between. You could probably count them on one hand, and in some cases maybe two hands. But that was it. And we're not anticipating any real bone-chilling temperatures anyway. Maybe some wind chills, especially later on in the week, but a whole lot of warm weather before we get there. A little bit of speculation just to how warm it is going to get over the next few days, but there's no speculation as far as how warm it's going to get today in some spots. Just to kind of give you an idea, St. Louis, Missouri, they're going to be 78 for a high today. Kansas City, 77. Des Moines, Iowa will be looking at 74 degrees on the thermometer a little bit later this afternoon, all the way up into Minneapolis, St. Paul, 61 for a high there. Little Rock, Arkansas, 75. Oklahoma City, 88. Dallas, Texas, 95. Again, that's today. New Orleans, 79. Midland, Texas, should be looking at about 89 degrees. Rapid City, South Dakota, 64, which is very warm for them this time of the year. Houston, Texas will make it up to 80. Now, the speculation is that maybe by tomorrow, possibly, some folks in Michigan could hit 70 degrees. If that's the case, that'll be the first time ever that we have seen a 70-degree day in February. I doubt very seriously if it'll happen in the Great Lakes Bay area and in Flint and very possibly Lansing. You're not going to see much of a chance at all of seeing 70, but upper 60s, no problem. We should be breaking a record, if not a record high, not so much today, but tomorrow. The other thing, though, that we're looking at is a record high low. There are a couple of them that are sticking right out at me that I see that we could very possibly break, if not so much tonight as it will be tomorrow night. And all of that is going to be ahead of a frontal system that eventually is going to work its way through on Wednesday. We're going to start out very warm, very mild on Wednesday. I think our high temperature Wednesday is going to be early in the morning. Then as that front moves through about noon, a little bit after noon, the temperature will drop like a lead balloon, and we should be looking at a low on Wednesday night about 35 degrees colder than what our high temperature will be for the day. So what are we looking at right now? High pressure over the Carolinas. low pressure over North Dakota. That low is going to be moving into western sections of the Upper Peninsula tomorrow, crossing the straits overnight, tomorrow night. And then as we work our way through the day on Wednesday, that trailing cold front is really going to lower our temperatures. So we'll finish off the week, at least on Thursday anyway, with mostly sunny skies, but high temperatures will be 38. We're still going to be above normal. We should be at 35 in the afternoon and 20 at night. So that gives you an idea just how warm we have been and will continue to be even when the cold snap moves through. Wednesday night, as I mentioned, will drop down to about 20, but then Thursday, upper 30s, 30 for a low on Thursday night. Then we'll be moving into the 50s on Friday, the upper 50s on Saturday, and the low 60s on Sunday. So today, sunshine, clouds tonight, a low of 46. Sun will set this evening at 6:21, rise tomorrow morning at 7:17. We're going to be looking at some spotty showers around the state tonight, and there will be a chance of some thunderstorm activity, but that'll be in the southeastern 20% of the lower peninsula. The best chance of showers appears to be tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll work our way up to about 68, which will come pretty close, if not break a record high on that day. Clouds, a glimpse of sun. Showers will be likely through this entire scenario. Some of you might not see much at all in the way of rain. I think the best chance of seeing the heavier amounts of rain, again, will be south. South for sure of the I-94 corridor. 69, once again, will probably be the dividing line from between any measurable amount of precipitation and some scattered shower activity like we will be experiencing. And then on Wednesday, as we go through the day, very windy. The winds will become northwesterly, gusting up to 40 miles per hour once that front moves through. And then the temperature, again, will be dropping as we go through the afternoon hours and finish off just above the teens, right around 20. Long range outlook to take us all the way through the first 10 days of March. Temperatures on average much above normal for this time of the year. Precipitation pattern will be slightly above as well. Record high in the state, 60 degrees, set back in 1932 and tied in 2000. The record low on this date is 8 below zero, set in 1963. Incidentally, the warmest ever, February the 26th, was in 2000. 60 was our high, 48 was our low. The coldest ever, February 26th, 1963. Our high temperature was 12, and as we said, our low was 8 below zero. The most amount of snow on this date, you got to go back over 100 years, 1921, 8.1 inches of snow. That's the way things are shaping up right now. Oh, incidentally, a year ago, our high was 38 and our low was 24. And a year ago, by this date, we had better than 33 inches of snow measured. This year, so far, snow season, 26 inches altogether. So, Matthew, your back has got to feel a lot better this year than it did last year.
I still want the snow to come back, please and thank you.
Okay. Or on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
Yeah, up next we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at PC Ag Solutions. They want to remind you that they've got a 2020 training coming up, so mark it down on your calendar. 2 dates, Tuesday, March the 5th and Wednesday, March the 6th. The training will be taking place at the location of the Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center. Again, for more information, all you got to do is contact them in Reese. Give them a call, 868-4444. Again, that's PC Ag Solutions 2020 training on Tuesday, March the 5th and Wednesday, March the 6th. On the line with me right now, I've got Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. And Gary, hope you had a nice weekend.
I did. Hopefully you did as well, Terry.
Sure did, and I hope the traders did too.
Well, you never know about them guys over there in Chicago, but yeah, no, we started out pretty decent on beans, and corn was pretty much on both sides here. Wheat's been, positive and negative, so I think both sides has been trading both sides of negative positive. But right now, Terry, we got everything on the negative side here. At the noon hour, we have cash wheat down a nickel at $5.49 on the white, $4.59 on the red. New crop, let's call it unchanged at $5.65 on the white, Terry, $4.85 on the red. Cash corn is down 3 at $3.17. New crop is down a penny at $3.84. Cash soybeans down 6 at $10.42, and new crop also down 6 at $10.44.
Are we still getting reports south of the equator about how good that crop is down there? What's going on?
Yeah, yeah, they're just, it's the managed money fund short, along with probably pretty decent weather, harvest progressing well, and that second safrinha corn planting is advancing rapidly down there, Terry, in Brazil. They're saying in Mato Grosso it is now 80% planted, but managed money continues to move to record short positions in corn. It's just unbelievable, and it's just really put a lot of pressure on the market. Corn exports has still been pretty decent, Terry. We're still running about 30% higher than a year ago, but we're coming off a bumper crop here, and South America's got plenty of supply as well. Same thing in soybeans. Continued fund selling continues to push that market lower, Terry. Export sales are not as good on beans as they are in corn, but we'll just continue to watch, weather in South America, the demand market, how's exports doing moving forward. Wheat, last week was kind of the winner. Wheat was actually up 13 cents last week, Terry, where corn was down 17 for the week. Beans were down 39 last week, but hearing on the wheat front, French wheat plantings are down 7%, and that's their second lowest in 30 years. India is also, stocks are at a 7-year low. So, this week's going to tell the tale, I think, on wheat a little bit more and see if we can sustain, unchanged or up slightly for the week as we move into March. And then, of course, a month or so from now, with that March planting intention is going to be another key report for wheat moving forward as well. So
yeah, I guess so. Now, have you heard anything more about Australia? The last time I had heard anything was that they had a couple 3 tropical storms that they were worried about down there.
No, I guess I haven't read anything lately, Terry. Being out in the last week, playing catch up today, I haven't seen any updated news wires on that as of right now. So
yeah, if they've got some issues down there, that would add a lot more pressure to the market as well, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it would indeed, for sure. So,
well, you take care. Have a good day.
I will. You do the same. Thank you, Terry.
When I talk to you on Friday, I know you'll have better news.
Well, let's hope so.
Take care, Gary. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer has those. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. You know, you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is. Well, now is the time to see Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. They've been taking care of business, and now they're taking care of it even better. 13 locations throughout the Thumb in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, what's going on?
Well, it looks like the bear is alive and well in the commodity market. That's unfortunate, but hopefully he gets tired pretty soon. The bull is alive in the equity market, so I don't know. I think he might be getting tired too, but we shall see. You just never know about these things. The dollar's a little weaker today. Crude oil's up a little bit today. Natural gas is having a big up day, 5.5%. Of course, they're volatile. The precious metals, they're kind of sort of on a down trend still. Newmont Mining hit another new low today. So that's still going on. So here's your numbers. The March corn, 397, down 2 3/4. July corn, 425, down 1 1/4. March soybeans, 1126 1/4, down 6 3/4. The July soybeans, 1145 1/4, down 6. March wheat, 569, down 4 1/2. And July wheat, 570 1/2. That's up a half a penny. Crude oil is 77.25, up 76 cents. Heating oil is 268.45. That's up 4 1/2 cents. Gasoline is 255.26, up 4 1/4 cents. What that put us at? About 320 or so. Natural gas is 179. That's up 9 1/4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3514 Canadian. That's up 9 ticks. The dollar buys 150.80 yen. That's up 30 ticks. The euro's at 108.50. That's up 32 ticks. The dollar's at 103.81. That's down 13 ticks. Gold is at $2,036.80, down $12.60. Silver's $22.60, down 48.5 cents. Platinum's at $881.30. That's down 28.30.
Oh, it was doing pretty good last week. Now it's
don't blink.
Giving it back.
Boy.
Doug, take care. Have a good one. All right.
Yep,
Doug
too.
Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields. And along with that comes certified crop advisor Vic Huffer. He'll take care of whatever questions you might have. Hey, since 1983, where serving you is their business, it is Freeland Bean and Grain. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, the Stormy Cromer accessories, and a whole lot more available today at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. We say good morning to Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, we're going to warm up here. I imagine it'll warm up where you are too.
Well, it already is warm down here, Terry. But back there, Terry, I'd start thinking about getting your pre-emergent ready and getting it going. Your pre-emergent, the way it's going to go, I'd say probably towards the end of March, middle of March, when it starts warming up. Get those spring annuals early on. That might be a good thing. So it's, you're probably better to put it on earlier than later. So let's think about getting that pre-emergent down.
All right. Good advice. We'll talk to you again soon, Jerry. Take care. All right.
Very good. Just a quick one. I've seen it out. It's out in the home centers and garden centers. So they're there. You can go get them.
Yep. Go get them. You take care. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. At the Rummel Agency, they understand the risk you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. So they also know that each farm's needs quite different, like the crops in the fields. They know you're more than a number. They know you have a family, goals, and dreams for your future and how important those things are. So they want to get to know you one-on-one. So they can help you with the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. Get a hold of Craig Voorhees today at the Rummel Agency, with offices all across the thumb and, of course, here in Frankenmuth and Saginaw. We say good morning to Eric Sawatsky at Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, good morning.
Hello, Terry. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. The clock is ticking here, Eric.
Yes, unfortunately, we're at a deadline again. So I wanted to bring up a couple tips and clarify a couple things for those farm clients that are looking at or filing, getting their income taxes filed currently. So one question that comes up a lot is the March 1st filing deadline for farmers and fishermen. That is in place, but it only applies in certain circumstances. So if you have at least 2/3 of your income comes from farm income, especially if you are a Schedule F self-employed, then that March 1st deadline applies and requires you to file and pay any taxes due with the return by March 1st. So if you don't owe anything with the return, that March 1st deadline is really not applicable. You have till April 15th. If you've paid a estimated tax payment in earlier in the year by January 15th of this current year, then you would also not have to worry about filing and paying for that March 1st deadline. Again, you get to April 15th. So that's a good thing to know. Also, I get questions about getting extensions filed. You cannot file an extension for the March 1st date. That's strictly just a date that payment and filing has to be done for those farmers it applies to. There's no extension available. You either have to do it by that date or you're late. And then the last thing I just wanted to bring up is if it's a year where you're looking at your taxes and you've got a lot more income on the farm side this year, there is something out there called farm income averaging. And basically you get to look back at the average income your farm brought in over the last 3 years and basically pro rata reduce your taxable income if that average is lower than your current year. So it's a little bit of a convoluted calculation, but it's something worth looking at. If you had a really good year, you might save some tax there by kind of averaging the last 3 years.
You know, you're pretty good with those convoluted calculations. I want you to know that, Eric.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish they weren't so convoluted, but yes, I see them a lot. So
that's why we have you.
Very, very true. We need people like us to be able to wade through it all.
I guess so. Hey, Eric, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, especially with all these deadlines coming up. We got to keep them all in the back of our heads and jot them down. You take care, all right?
You too, Terry.
All right. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. We'll be right back. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Aqueous. It's money in your pocketbook. That's what it is, Mr. Farmer. Works well with fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, and herbicides, and can be added to the tanks with other chemicals to be applied at the same application. For more information, just dial 231-412-2420. We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw Bay City.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Peter King. Social media companies say they should always have control of their content. Two Republican attorneys general accuse sites like Facebook and YouTube of suppressing conservative points of view. The Supreme Court has been hearing the arguments. Attorney Paul D. Clement represents NetChoice.
When the governor's telling you we're going after the viewpoints of the Silicon Valley oligarchs, then all of a sudden limiting it to the biggest companies starts to tell you that this is targeted like a laser beam at the companies that they don't like the editorial discretion.
Florida Solicitor General Henry Whitaker.
This idea that the platforms in having content moderation policies are somehow creating a welcoming community, I guess. It seems to me at that level of generality, that can't really be a cognizable method. That seems to me more like basically we want the people on our sites that we want.
A protest outside the Israeli embassy in Washington has turned deadly for its lone participant. Here's CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Officials say he died after setting himself on fire during a protest outside the Israeli embassy in Washington yesterday. He said he would no longer be complicit in genocide, referring to Israel's war on Hamas in Gaza. The man was 25-year-old Aaron Bushnell and was an active duty member of the U.S. Air Force.
With South Carolina in the rearview mirror, Nikki Haley is hoping for a better day tomorrow in Michigan. Her fight has just lost a major campaign donor. CBS's Ed O'Keefe has more from Detroit.
Michigan's Republican primaries open to Democrats and independents. Haley supporters we met cross party lines and want her to keep going like this.